on the Vietnamese side of the border.
Say something.
Like what?
For headache and acid indigestion.
To still the sound of war.
I mean it.
Beverly Hillbilly.
Warning. The program you are about to see is All in the Family. It seeks to throw a humorous spotlight on our frailties, prejudices, and concerns. By making them a source of laughter, we hope to show in a mature fashion just how absurd they are.
Oh, no, I'm gonna sue that guy. First thing in the morning, I'm gonna get myself a good Jew lawyer.
Archie, do you always have to label people? Why can't you just get a lawyer? Why does it have to be a Jewish lawyer?
Because when I'm gonna sue an Arab, I'm gonna get a guy that's full of hate.
Just because a guy is sensitive and he's an intellectual and he wears glasses, you make him out a queer.
I never said a guy who wears glasses is a queer. A guy who wears glasses is a four eyes. A guy who is a fag is a queer. What's in the name, anyhow, huh? In my day, nobody went around calling themselves Chicanos, Mexican-Americans, Afro-Americans. We was all Americans. After that, if a guy was a jig or a spick, it was his own business. Pull that skirt down. Every time you sit down on one of them things, the mystery's over.
Let me tell you something, Mr. Bunker.
No, let me tell you something, Mr. Stivic. You are a meathead.
What did you call me?
A meathead. Dead from the neck up. Meathead.
Oh, yeah, now I see what your idea of a free country is. You're free to say anything you want, but if anyone disagrees with you, they're either thrown into jail or called a meathead, right?
That's right, because this is American land that I love.
Well, I love it too, Mr. Bunker, and it's because I do that I protest when I think things are wrong.
Then stand beside her. And guide her.
The right to dissent is the principle upon which this country was based.
With the light from above.
Listen to me. It's in the Bill of Rights.
From the mountains.
Why do you think we broke away from England to begin with, huh? Because we didn't agree with her. We demanded freedom.
With folks.
Gee, it's guys like you who don't listen to reason. I mean, you're not listening to anything. You're cool and closed-minded. You're prejudice. You're prejudice. You're prejudice. Not anymore. I'm leaving. You're prejudice.
Get away from me. My home, sweet home.
Good evening. I'm Norman Lear. We're in the All in the Family set, and this is Archie's chair. The stern warning that began our show tonight was used on the first 6 episodes of All in the Family 20 years ago. Nervous CBS censors required us to warn viewers lest they be offended by the bunkers. They didn't have bothered. Hardly anyone watched. It was in the summer reruns that you found the show, and it caught on. By the second season, All in the Family had become a certified hit. In the 1970s, each week, we taped the show in front of a live audience. They were right out there. And I came out to talk to the audience and introduce the cast. So the laughter and applause you will hear was very real. From 240 souls, visitors from all over the country who came to see the show being taped.
Can the rest of
That's
her be
me.
far behind? Ladies and gentlemen, Sally Struthers! Rob Reiner! Gene Stapleton! Carol O'Connor!
9 years and 212 episodes, the subjects and concerns that occupied American families in their everyday lives, previously off limits to television families, became regular topics around the Bunker household. The decibel level was high. Not everyone cared for that. The social and family issues were thorny. Some objected to that. But most agreed the Stivics and the Bunkers were alive. For us, the writers, producers, directors, and cast, it was a 9-year celebration of life.
And you knew where you were then.
Giles, for girls and men, woman. Mister, we could use a man like Herbert Hoover again. Didn't need no welfare states.
Everybody pulls his weight. Gee, our old LaSalle ran great. Those were the days.
You know something, Mr. Bunker? At first I thought I misjudged you. And I was right. I did misjudge you. You're a lot more ignorant than I thought.
Say, did you hear what he called me, ignorant? Well, let me tell you something. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but you are one dumb Pollock.
That does it. I don't care what we talked about, Gloria. There's no way I can spend 4 years in this house with this man. It's
Hold it. What did I just hear there?
If you're going to continue school after we get married, you're going to have to live here.
What did I just hear?
You're going to get married and live with us?
Gloria, look, I know that's what we planned, but if I have to spend 4 years with him, I'm going to go nuts.
Will you tell me what I just heard there?
Michael, I just don't see it any other way.
Edith, what the hell is going on here?
They're going to get married and live with us.
And what am I supposed to do, join the Navy?
You know how you've always prayed for a son. Well, now your prayer has been answered. The good Lord must have heard you.
In 49 years, he answers one prayer, and this is it?
We knew he had a good show, but we figured it wouldn't last very long because it was so special. It was so different. I remember Carol saying, you know, we'll probably do 4 episodes, and then we'll probably get thrown off the air because nobody's going to sit still for this.
I heard that they manned all the CBS stations across the country with extra operators to take all the angry phone calls that were going to come in from people seeing the show, and it didn't happen. They got a lot of phone calls, but people were calling in and saying, what was that? Is that coming back?
First of all, it's Polish. And second of all, how do you know the guy's not Russian or Jewish?
Oh, no, he ain't Jewish.
Well, how do you know?
Because his name's John. Heaps don't name their kids John.
Maybe he changed his name.
No, Edith, they never do. They only change the last name. That way they know each other. You see what I mean? 2 guys are going down the street, right? One says, how are you? My name is Smith. Morris Smith. See how it works? Like you got Saul Nelson, Izzy Watson,
Abe Lincoln.
I didn't know Lincoln was Jewish.
I feel there was a moral statement made almost every week. But you see, number one, it was entertainment, and it was comedy. You can reach people through comedy.
I met people on every economic level of life, from the wealthiest men in the world to the simplest men in the world, who were Archie Bunkers. So what we would do, we were kidding American attitudes, and the artistic term for that is satire.
What's the matter with this? I call this representative government. That's Salvatore, Feldman, O'Reilly, Nelson. It's an Italian, a Jew, an Irishman, and a regular American. What I call a balanced ticket.
Why do you always have to label people by nationality?
Of course, how else are you going to get the right man for the right job? For instance, take Feldman there. He's up for treasurer. Well, that's perfect. All them people know how to handle money. You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
Well, then you got Salvatore running for DA. He can keep an eye on Feldman. You know, I want to tell you something about the Italians. When you do get an honest one, you really got something there.
Oh, come on, Arch.
Well, and here you got O'Reilly, the Mick. You can see that the graft is equally spread around, you know? You got Nelson, the American guy. He's good for TV appearances. Make the rest of them look respectable, you know?
Where do you get all these ideas?
Oh, from the College of Hard Knocks, sonny boy. I've been everywhere the grass grows green. I've seen everything there is to see. I know people. The reason you don't know nothing about people is you always got your big mouth open. You're never willing to listen to nobody.
How do you do, sir? May I have a moment of your time?
No.
Eat it. You know, it's been a long, kind of nervous day. You know what I mean? So, what do you say we just, you know, I'll put the paper down, and then you just go over there, way over there. I have to.
Truly.
No, you're singing, but the neighbors are liable to think I'm torturing you.
Oh, you could never do.
Okay.
Archie and Edith. There's television. Had the our contained their passion.
Folks.
Believe in profanity, vulgarity like that, especially on TV.
A lot of times after an episode of Current Week and saying, gee, am I really like that? And of course a lot of us are like that.
It had a tremendous impact. It was like giving somebody castor oil that tasted good. I mean, it really did taste good.
It said things that had been taboo and that nobody openly talked about, and there it was on television, and that's great.
Ma, something's wrong. I know you. Now, why does everybody around here think they know me? Remember, Gloria, deep waters run very still. But, Ma, I know me a lot longer than you have, so don't go around saying you know me.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you.
I got a lump in my breast.
What did you just say?
I got a lump in...
Mama!
That's the first time I said it out loud.
I mean, my grandmother had breast cancer, so it's something that actually touched, you know, our family. And the way it was dealt with on the show was similar to the way it was dealt with in my family.
I'm afraid if I have this operation, Archie won't think of me in the same way.
Oh, Edith, stop scaring yourself. Archie loves you, and nothing's going to change that.
But I'm going to change a lot.
Listen, even if you have to have the operation, it's still going to be all right. Believe me.
You don't know.
That's just the point, Edith. I do know. I know.
You mean you?
6 years ago. And you see how Frank and I get along? It hasn't made one bit of difference in our marriage. Don't bother looking, Edith.
I wasn't.
You can't tell, and there's no use asking me.
Oh, no, I wouldn't think of asking. I mean, I think of it, but I wouldn't ask. Oh, Irene, you made me feel so much better.
Men menopause. I think that was one of the funniest episodes I ever saw in my life, but my heart bled for Edith.
Oh, wait till I show you. There's one of them in here, an all-bear band.
A naked band at Disneyland?
No, Edith. You know, bears like brown bears, grizzly bears.
Well, I hate bears.
Yeah, but they ain't real bears, Edith. Look.
I hate all bears. Take it away.
I'm just trying to show you something.
Stifle!
Perhaps because I was going through it about the same time she was. When she was going through the change of life, he was heartless.
I know all about your woman's troubles there, Edith. But when I had the hernia that time, I didn't make you wear the truss. Come on, Archie. No, Edith. If you're going to have a change of life, you got to do it right now. I'm going to give you just 30 seconds. Now, come on, Jay.
For me, it was such a relief in my own family that subjects we didn't talk about were being talked about on that show that we all sat around the TV to watch.
What are you going to do to me?
Just exactly what you think I'm going to do to you.
No, you wouldn't do that. No, you wouldn't do that.
I will.
No.
Knock it off. Knock it off. All right. Just stay quiet.
What are you going to do? You ain't taking off your clothes, are you?
Yeah. Then I'm going to take yours off.
Wouldn't you like a cup of coffee instead?
I don't drink coffee.
I got...
Lady, you're stalling, and it ain't going to do you any good. And this is going to happen. So just relax, okay?
Listen, I got to get out of here. See, I got to get ready for my birthday party.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Really good.
Now, wait a minute.
What?
Couldn't we do this without...
Yeah, okay. But you're going to change your mind.
Oh, there's something burning in the kitchen.
What is it?
It's in the kitchen.
All right, come on.
There's something burning in the kitchen. Oh, there's a fire! Fire!
What?
Oh, my birthday cake! My birthday cake is burning!
Lady, get rid of it. Get rid of it.
That ain't the American way, buddy. No, sirree. Listen here, Professor. You're the one that needs an American history lesson. You don't know nothing about Lady Liberty standing there in the harbor with her torch on high, screaming out to all the nations of the world, send me your poor, your deadbeats, you filthy. And all the nations sent them in here. They come swarming in like ants. Your Spanish PRs from the Caribbean there. Your Japs, your Chinamen, your Crouch and your Hebes, and your English fans. All come in here, and they're all free to live in their own separate sections. Where they feel safe, and they bust your head if you go in there. That's what makes America great, buddy.
I think in America, people just keep insulting each other. Someone
Not
always
really
insults
meaning
someone else.
Not really meaning. Then again, you say if you don't really mean it, you shouldn't even say it. But this is the American way. What are you going to do?
Poor old Arch, it came to passing along knowledge. I think he was bankrupt in that department.
Hold it. What are you doing here? What? What about the other foot? There ain't no sock on it. I'll get to it. Don't you know that the whole world puts on a sock and a sock and a shoe and a shoe? I like to take care of one foot at a time. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. It's just as quick my way. Wait a minute, that ain't the point. You see what I don't keep doing it. Listen to me. Suppose there's a fire in the house and you got to run for your life. Your way, all you got on is one shoe and a sock. My way, you got on a sock and a sock. You see, you're even.
Suppose it's raining or snowing outside. Your way, with a sock on each foot, my feet would get wet. My way, with a sock and a shoe on one foot, I could hop around and stay dry.
Wait a minute. Listen to me. Supposing the other sock's got a hole in it.
Doesn't have a hole in it.
I said supposing it's got a hole.
Suppose it has a hole.
All right, it's got a hole in it. So, you ain't got another matching pair, so what are you gonna do? Your way, you gotta take off a whole shoe and a sock. My way, all you gotta do is take off one sock.
All right, if it'll make you happy, I'll start all over again.
No, you're halfway through now. Gee, get on with it. We're in a hurry. You can start doing it the right way tomorrow morning. And do it that way for the rest of your life.
He thought he knew everything. He had an explanation and an answer for everyone. Whether
May
it was
not be right, but
Right.
it's always an answer.
Did you know that 65% of the people murdered in the last 10 years were killed by handguns?
Would it make you feel any better, little girl, if they was pushed out of windows?
Wow, that's convoluted logic.
Yes, and that's the kind of straight thinking I'm trying to put across here. I hate that jerk on TV.
Oh, I get it. When you thought he was talking about VD and a permissive society, he was smart, huh? You find out he's talking about gun control, he's a jerk?
That's right, and I'm going to prove it to you. How many people in this U.S. of A. would like to have guns?
Too many, thousands.
But how many people would like to have VD? This country was ruined by Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
You're fat.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Archie, you promised never to say that name again in front of more.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Nothing. His whole family was for Roosevelt.
That was for 2 times, but that was it. We didn't know the guy was going to hang on to the job like a pope.
He hung on to save the country. The people adored him. He was a saint. That man had charisma.
I don't care if he was sick. He always had his big mouth open at them fireside chats.
Those fireside chats kept this country informed. And one, my friends from Roosevelt, was worth a barrel full of, let me make this perfectly clear.
Now you're rapping my president, huh? Well, let me tell you one thing about Richard E. Nixon. He knows how to keep his wife Pat home. Roosevelt could never do that with Eleanor. She was always out on the loose, running around with the colors, telling them they was getting the short end of the stick. She was the one that discovered the colors in this country. We never knew they was there.
The attitude it changed for me was that I became more tolerant of people like Archie. I began to understand that they have as much right to be who they are as I have to be who I am.
My brother was in Vietnam, and my folks were very proud of him. I didn't come down on the same side of the issue. I was very much opposed to the war in Vietnam, and all the family would, as it did all the time, dive right into the middle of the issue.
Whenever I ask him what he's doing up in Canada, it ain't like he's a deserter from the army or something, is that?
No, sir. I'm not a deserter.
Well, I didn't think you was. I was just trying to figure
I'm
out...
a draft dodger.
What did he say?
He said he was a draft dodger. Well, come on, everybody, eat.
I mean, you're a draft dodger from the Selective Service of the U.S. of A.?
Yes, sir.
Eat it, hey, eat it. Hey, eat it. I mean, before you start eating over there, eat it. Did you hear this over here? Draft dodger, fugitive from justice, you know? FBI. How'd you like the FBI to come and have dinner with you here?
Oh, Archie, we ain't got enough turkey for that.
I
don't want nobody to touch no food here till I get an explanation of this.
Daddy, David doesn't owe you or anyone at this table any explanations.
He owes explanations to the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. of A., the President.
Will you put the flag away? It's Christmas, not the 4th of July.
I ain't talking
I wrote to the
you,
president about it, Mr. Bunker. He just couldn't come up with as many reasons for killing people as I could for not killing them.
What do you know about that? How you like that, Pinky, huh? We got a draft dodger here, writes a snotty letter to the Commander-in-Chief. I mean, what the hell do you do with that?
Look, Mr. Bunker, I don't want to spoil your Christmas dinner, so maybe I should go.
You're not. Oh, no! Take Daddy, don't let him go. Don't make him go.
Certainly he's got to go. What are you talking about? The FBI was to find him here, we could all be having Christmas dinner in a Who's Gal.
Daddy, it's Christmas Eve. Now, don't go making a big crisis out of it.
Look, Arch, what David did took a lot of guts.
What do you
My
mean
own
a lot
father
of
doesn't
guts?
understand. Why should he?
When the hell are you going to admit that the war was wrong?
I ain't talking about that war. I don't want to talk about that rotten damn war no more. I'm talking about something else. And what he done was wrong. Saying he won't go. What do you think, the whole people of this country can say whether or not they want to go to war? You couldn't get a decent war off the ground that way. All the young people would say no, sure they would, because they don't want to get killed. And that's why we leave it to the Congress, cause them old crocks ain't gonna get killed. And they're gonna do the right thing and get behind the president and vote yes.
Arch, if my opinion is of any importance...
Certainly your opinion is important. Gold Star Father. Your opinion is more important than anybody else in this room, and I want to hear that opinion. And I want these young people here to hear that opinion. Now, you tell them, Pinky, you tell them.
I understand how you feel, Arch. My kid hated the war, too. But he did what he thought he had to do. And David here did what he thought he had to do. But David's alive to share Christmas dinner with us. And if Steve were here, he'd want to sit down with him. And that's what I want to do. Merry Christmas, David.
Merry Christmas, sir.
All in the family on this particular night, in my opinion, gave aid and comfort to the enemy in North Vietnam.
You know something? I swear I think you do these things sometimes just to eat my heart out. And that's what you do, you know. Little by little, piece by piece, you eat my heart out.
I don't care.
Well, you're not going to get away with this.
What are you going to do about it?
This. Watergate, 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 Watergate.
God damn it! What happened to you?
You shouldn't swear like that.
You shouldn't swear like that. You swore.
I did not. I did.
Ever since this Watergate thing, it's GD this and GD that.
That ain't swearing either, GD. The first word there is God, ain't it? How can that be a swear word, the most popular word in the Bible? The second word, that's damn, that's a perfectly good word. You hear that all the time, like they dam the river to keep it from flooding, see? And even in the Bible, you read where some guy is damned for cheating or stealing or committing incest in the family. And who damned him? Who else? God. God damned him. Ain't it? Beautiful words right out of the holy book. Don't show you, Rick.
I couldn't understand why they were putting that on there and why they were making such a big deal out of it, calling the God and then the dam and then over and over and over. And it was just like they were just running in the ground. And it really offended me.
Yes, that's right. You don't believe me? Read your Bible. Read your story of Adam and Eve there. You know, Adam and Eve, they had it pretty soft out in paradise. They had no problems. They didn't even know they was naked. But Eve, she wasn't satisfied with that, see? And then one day, against direct orders, she made poor Adam eat that apple. God got sore. He told him to get your clothes on and get the hell out of here.
Basically, that's really what the Bible says, because God, threw him out of the Garden of Eden. He didn't say it exactly that way, but the way that God said it isn't funny.
When the missionaries went into the darkest Africa to bring God to the natives, you think they asked their permission? By hell, they dragged them out of the trees and right down to the river. And they held them under there until they seen the light. And the natives was glad about that because that's the way they found God. And then later on, when they was chained in the bottom of slave ships, why, they was happy because they had somebody to pray to there, see? Which proves that for everybody's own good, you gotta use force. That's the Christian way.
Assuming there is a God, which I am not, assuming there is, you say he is everywhere.
Yes.
And he knows everything.
Yes.
Well, then he would know what was in my heart.
He knows you don't believe in him.
No, but if I did believe in him, Archie, I believe in him because he's a loving and forgiving God.
He won't forgive you for being an atheist, buddy.
He would forgive me anything.
He wouldn't forgive you for showing him disrespect?
Sure he would.
Ah, to you.
He'd even forgive me for doing that.
What, for going to me?
No, for going to him.
Wow! You better find a tailor who can measure you for a lightning rod, buddy. You know what you just said here? He said it, Lord, not me. Did you hear this? You better watch your step out, forgive you. Hey, Edith, come out here, Edith.
It's almost ready.
Never seen a man so low and depraved that he would go to the Lord.
It doesn't make any difference. If I believed in God, I wouldn't go to God.
You done it again.
But I don't believe in him, so I went to nobody.
You done it again. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Archie was a good Christian, following his own lights, his own conscience, and struggling to do the best he could. Yes, I would say Archie was a good Christian. Could he be better? Yes, Archie could be better.
He quoted it quite a few times from the
He
Bible.
did quote, but boy,
it.
did he manipulate that Bible. Unbelievable.
His Bible, I should say, is what suits Archie.
There was no New York in heaven, dopey. He said that in the Garden of Eden when he told Eve not to eat the apple, but she ate it anyhow. And the snake was there and he rattled on it. And then God ever after punished women by giving them your labor pains.
First, God tells women to be fruitful and multiply. Then when they do, he makes them suffer. It doesn't make any sense.
It ain't supposed to make sense. It's faith. Faith. You know that? Faith is something that you believe that nobody in his right mind would believe.
I don't think he ever believed a word of what was in the Bible. I think he probably had his own little personal Bible, his own little set of 10 Commandments that he lived by. Thou shalt not love thy neighbor if he is black.
Who the hell are they?
It's the Jeffersons, Archie.
Who are the Jeffersons? Oh, wait a minute. Hold. You don't mean them new people that moved in down the front?
Yeah, Lionel's family. They're really very nice people,
Oh,
Archie.
yeah, very nice. They're wonderful people. They're lovely people, Lita, but they are also colored people.
Better hold it there, Daddy.
Now, listen, little girl. Been around a lot of places, I've done a lot of things, but there's one thing Archie Bunker ain't never going to do, and that's break bread with no jungle bunnies.
Archie was very, very scared. And just the fear of having to deal with something different. Racism is fear.
These colored people are always trying to use a social situation to raise their station.
That's right. And using you's gonna launch them right into cafe society.
When I was younger, I found a lot of humor in the shows, the All in the Family show. Now that I'm older, I don't find the same humor. I've turned around basically because I've realized what prejudice actually is.
A lot of people think Archie's prejudiced. I don't think he's so prejudiced. He hates everybody.
That's looking out for number one.
Where does that place Henry Jefferson?
He's number two. Why is he number two? Because, meathead, there can only be one number one and one number two. And life made Jefferson number 2 long before I come along.
So I suppose that the Puerto Ricans are number 3 then,
Well, no, not necessarily there, little girl. Your Puerto Ricans could be 4. Your Japs and your Chins could be 3. 3A, 3B. All right, what's done is done. But just do this for me, huh? A favor. When Sammy Davis Jr. gets here, whatever else you blab about, don't say nothing about his eye, huh?
What eye?
Let me tell you, see, one of them is glass. You'll find out when he gets here which of them, see? But don't talk about it, all right? Huh? Will you remember that?
Yeah.
All right. Now, you got any fried chicken out in the kitchen? Because they like to snack on that.
Archie moonlighted as a cab driver and was carrying Sammy in his cab, and Sammy left behind a briefcase, I think it was. Then Sammy came to the house to pick it up.
Mr. Davis, sir, it's my wife Edith laughing over there. Shut up. Mr. Davis, my daughter Gloria standing over there.
Hello, Gloria.
And her husband Mike.
Hello, Mike.
No! This here is, this is only Lyman. He lives next door. My daughter's married to the white guy over here.
Here we are.
Here.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Bunker.
Thanks, Edith. No, that's all right. I can say, Mr. Davis, Edith, get out of here. Now, Mr. Davis, do you take cream and sugar in your eye? I think that, if God had meant us to be together, he'd have put us together. Well, look what he's done. He put you over in Africa. He put the rest of us in all the white countries.
Well, you must have told him where we were, because somebody came and got it.
Mr. Davis, this is an unexpected pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Can I get a picture, Mr. Davis?
Come on, Munson, no pictures.
Oh, no, this one is for me. Mr. Munson, would you stand over there? I want one picture taken with Archie Bunker, my friend, and me.
You and me?
Oh, yes. Now, on 3, okay? 1, 2, 3.
We all learn our bigotry. We all learn our prejudices from your mother and father, and where he lived, and in the time in which he lived.
We're all total sums of our total experiences, and I think he had a very hard life. Archie did.
Very poor growing up.
If your mother and father tell you when you're a little person that those people are bad and those people are bad because of their color or because of their faith, you believe it.
Did you ever think that possibly your father just might be wrong?
Wrong, my old man? Don't be stupid. My old man, let me tell you about him. He was never wrong about nothing.
Yes, he was, Arch.
Aye.
My old man used to call people the same things as your old man. But I always knew he was wrong. So was your old man.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Your
Your father was wrong.
Stop!
Your father was wrong!
Don't tell me my father was wrong. Let me tell you something. Father who made you wrong, your father, the breadwinner of the house there, the man who goes out and busts his butt to keep a roof over your head, and clothes on your back, you call your father wrong? Hey, your father. Your father. That's the man that comes home bringing you candy. Father's the first guy to throw a baseball to you and take you for walks in the park, holding you by the hand. My father held me by the hand away. My father had a hand on him now, I tell you. He busted that hand once, and he busted it on me to teach me to do good. You know?
My father, he shoved me in a closet for 7 hours, teach me to do good. Of course, he loved me. He loved me. Don't be looking at me. Yeah. Let me tell you something. You're supposed to love your father. Because your father loves you. And how can any man that loves you tell you anything that's wrong?
Well, what about you two? What happened on your first date?
Oh, make believe you don't.
Oh, I'll never forget it. I was at the Puritan Made ice cream.
Well, don't make it a long story, will you?
Me and my cousin Maud was having one of their specials. It was called a steamboat. Oh, it was so delicious. 5 different flavors. And Archie was sitting at another table with that fella Jefferson Pratt. Remember him? Anyway, Archie was trying to get my attention. So first he put 2 straws in his nose like a walrus.
That tin of hearts, it goes right in there like it had a pair of arms. I give you a little two-step at this card, go. There we are. Pen the spades. Look at that, Edith. What are you doing here? What's the name of this game? Gin rummer. You gave it to me on a silver platter there, Edith. How many pence you got? Oh, look at this. You're loaded. There you go. Wait a minute. What are you doing? Don't you see? You broke up your own run here, Enid. You got the 9 jack of queen of spades. You give me the 10 of spades.
Is it my deal?
Now, wait a minute. Forget the deal. You don't play that bad. You give me this 10 of spades on purpose.
I did?
Yeah, you did. Now, why'd you do that?
Well, Archie, I thought it would make you feel better if I let you win.
What? That will be the day when I gotta win by you letting me win. I was winning here before you let me win. You know what you done now? You spoil the game. I don't want to play with you no more. You want to do something together? Do something together by yourself.
Archie, I'm sorry. I thought I was doing a good thing.
Oh, sure. Good thing. That's you all over. Always doing good. Edith the good. You never get mad at nobody. You never holler at nobody. You never swear. No nothing. You're like a saint, Edith. You think it's fun living with a saint? It ain't. It ain't at all. Look at this. You don't even cheat to win. You cheat to lose. I mean, Edith, you ain't human.
That's a terrible thing to say. I'm just as human as you are.
Prove you're just as human as me. Do something rotten.
All right, I will. You're right. Oh, what? I can't.
I know you can't. You can't do nothing that ain't good. You're right, you ain't human.
I ain't so human. How can you say I'm not after 23 years of marriage? How can you stand there and say I'm not human?
Oh, gee, now you're gonna cry at me.
I can't help it. That was a terrible thing to say.
I can't stand here and fight with you if you're gonna cry.
I can't help it. Oh, you say you're sorry and I'll stop crying.
Stop it!
Oh, gee, things will never be the same between us if you don't say you're sorry.
Are you gonna stop crying?
I can't.
Then that's it.
Oh,
I'm gonna go out.
Please say you're sorry.
I'll give you one more chance to stop crying. You're gonna stop? Then that's it. You pushed me too far, Rita. Too far. Too far.
Archie did apologize, you may remember. He brought her a present, a Lady Gillette. But who were Edith and Archie? What kind of relationship did they really have? Those were the questions that generated more viewer comments than any others.
I love Edith because she's so innocent. She's innocent, but she's wise, too. And she puts up with that beast, Archie. And I know what that's like.
She always had his best interest at heart and just worked at it. But he never seemed to appreciate it.
It used to get on my nerves, the put down all the time with Edith and Archie. And I felt like saying, get up and get your own beer. Or get up and clear the table.
That's what she tells me. Get up off your butt, get it yourself.
I never could understand how he and Edith could be matched up because they were so different.
They could communicate. Not the type of marriage I would have.
Edith goes right back to the basics in marriage. She knows that her place is in the house, and Archie knows that her place is there. And see, I told you she was going to give me one in the nose. And that's the way it's supposed to be. That's not.
Says
I
who?
mean that.
Says who?
Me. See, she doesn't agree with me, but tomorrow is our 47th wedding anniversary.
I think when he had hurt Edith's feelings, I think then he looked in the mirror and saw a rat.
Now, listen, Edith, don't get yourself all upset because whatever happened there, there was nothing wrong. I saved all that wrong for you, you know. Now, Edith, just remember, you married me for better, for worse. And up to now, it's all been the better, so here's a little of the worse for you here. Don't cry. Don't make a big thing out of nothing.
Well, ain't it a big thing?
No, it ain't a big thing. What's a big thing? You meet somebody, go through no problem, some groceries there. All you do is you talk, you kid around a little bit, you have a couple of glasses of wine, a harmless kiss. What the hell is that?
You kissed her?
Edith, what can I say to you except say that God's honest truth? It didn't mean nothing at all. Edith, can't you just forget and forget? Huh?
I don't know. I ain't had no experience with this before.
Now, wait a minute. Don't walk away. Let's talk about it, huh, Rita? We can talk. Now, what are you going to do? What are you taking your coat for? Now, why would you leave the house?
Archie, the one thing I could always count on was you. Now I can't count on you no more.
I wanted to kill him. When I realized he really had kissed the waitress, I felt just the way Edith must have felt when she found out. I thought he was a rat.
When the screaming and shouting was over, when the smoke settled and the dust all sifted out, I really do honestly believe that in the family unit that Edith was the stronger person.
As long as you're here, Edith,
Was she pretty?
Oh, now, why do you want to get back into that, Edith? Jeez, I told you 1,000 times it didn't mean a thing to me.
Meant something to me.
Well, what are you going to do? You're gonna hold one little picadillo over my head for the whole rest of my life?
No. 'Cause if I did, it'd be the rest of my life, too.
You know who I love.
Who?
Well, who do you think, Levine and Shirley? I miss you.
Oh, Archie.
Yeah, you miss me, too, huh?
Not as much as I thought. Oh, I missed you when I was thinking about you. But when I was busy, I was thinking about a lot of other things. That's something I found out. There's lots of other things to think about beside you.
Well, like what?
You see, I used to think that you was the only thing I could count on, but that ain't true. There's something else that I can count on.
Well, I asked you what.
Me.
Oh, Daddy, please don't say condition. You make it sound like I got the heartbreak of psoriasis. I don't have a condition. I'm pregnant.
Oh, don't say that. Can't you say you're expecting? Geez, pregnant sounds like you've done something.
We did.
Well, you don't have to go advertising it to the world. What you do in the privates of your own room is your own privates.
When I was a little girl and a woman was starting to show, they used to say she was expecting a bundle from heaven. But of course, everybody knew it was really a baby.
Well, I wish we could get back to them days. What this world needs is a little more of that class. Well, hereinbefore, when we talk about Gloria's condition now, we're just going to say she's expectant.
Or in a family way?
Or with child.
How do you feel about knocked up?
I know there was some protest about some of the language that was used, but believe me, when my kids were old enough to go on the school bus, they heard worse than was used on our show.
We were not used to hearing the word sex in 14 or 15 years ago like we are now. And I was not used to hearing that. It wasn't talked about in my family, and it just kind of embarrassed me.
You just got a hang-up about sex.
I ain't got no hang-up about that.
No hang-ups. You can't even say the word sex.
There's women around here, you palooka. I don't use four-letter words around women.
Admit it, Daddy. Your whole generation's afraid of sex.
Oh, listen, little girl, if I was afraid of it, you wouldn't be here. Right, Edith? Right, Edith?
I'm trying to remember.
I said it's hard to imagine Edith and Archie even having a sex life.
Gloria, would you like to sit down?
Oh, no, Ma, I'm too nervous to sit down.
Well, then maybe I'll sit down.
What's the matter, Ma? Are you all right?
Gloria, I think it's time that you and me had a woman-to-woman talk about
the wedding night?
Yeah, about that.
Okay, Ma. Ma, you don't have to if you don't want to. I mean, I know how hard it is for you to talk about these things.
How did you know that?
I guess because you never talk about them. You don't have to be embarrassed, Ma.
Oh, thank you, Gloria.
I know you just want me to be very happy.
I do.
And tonight, Michael and I will be nervous.
Yeah.
Because we're both really strangers to one another.
That's right.
And the important thing to remember is that we love and respect each other. And above all, that we treat each other with patience and tenderness tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ma. I'm glad we had this little talk.
Oh, Gloria, I never thought I'd be able to say it all to you.
Oh, Ma. Edith's response to Gloria is one of the most darling things I've ever seen.
In rehearsal, we'd say the lines and there'd be a laugh, and then I would say something extra. And everybody at rehearsal would laugh louder. Rob would build on that, and the next thing you know, the whole rehearsal was stopped because of the laughter. Well, then we knew we had to use that.
This one time, I got in bed with Archie. I had to, for some reason, I don't know what the situation was, I wound up having to get in bed with him because I didn't have any place to sleep. Archie felt the water, come up against his body, and he does this unbelievable slow turn to me and he looks at me like, what did I do in this bed?
You got into bed with me to do this here?
It was an accident.
With little Joey, it would be an accident. With you, it's a dishonorable discharge.
That to me was the ultimate meathead to Archie moment.
He was rude, and he was crude, and he was very difficult to get along with, but he loved his wife and daughter and son-in-law, and they loved him.
The ones that make me feel really sentimental are the scenes that I got to do with Carroll O'Connor. When I was upstairs in bed as Gloria, and he came up because he came home with a big teddy bear under his arm, and he found out that Gloria had miscarried.
Archie, Gloria lost the baby.
What are you talking about? What do you mean by that?
But the doctor says she's gonna be fine.
She lost the baby.
Yes, Archie.
She lost the baby. Archie.
My own father passed away 2 years before I began making All in the Family. So Carroll O'Connor became my surrogate father. And so I always got the most emotionally worked up when I had to do a touching scene with him.
Come in. Hi, Daddy.
Hi, sweetheart. How you feeling? Hey, you look pretty good there.
I didn't do a very good job, did I?
Ah, who said that? Some dopey
Oh,
doctor?
no, Daddy, stop.
Oh, gee whiz.
You want to say something?
Well, no, nothing. No, nothing.
You love me. I love you too, Daddy.
I just want to see the Reverend Fletcher.
Felcher.
Whatever.
I'm Reverend Chong, his assistant.
Oh, hi there. My name is Archie Bunker. I'm one of the flocks of the church. When is your boss coming back?
Oh, he's gone for the day. Can I help?
Oh, I don't think so. See, I just thought I'd get my grandson baptized.
Oh, well, you've come to the right place, Mr. Bunker. I'd be glad to perform the ceremony for you.
Oh, well, I tell you, see, we need a regular American ceremony. I mean, we can't use any dragons or firecrackers.
I don't think Archie should have done what he did, but I know where he's coming from. He probably considered himself the patriarch of the family and had a right to do what he was doing.
Are the parents here?
Well, the parents, listen, could we have a little talk like Christian to Christian?
I can.
Yeah, he thought he was doing right.
Perfect.
He thought he was perfect.
Everything that he said and did was from the heart.
Yeah.
Okay, now, Lord, I hope I do this right. See, I'm all on my own in here. Even Charlie Chan in there wouldn't help me. I ain't been to church lately, so if I seem a little strange in here, don't worry. I'm still Archie Bunker, and I still believe very deeply in thee. Do. Now, this here, Lord, is my little grandson, Joe. See? Now, his parents, they don't care if he's baptized because his old man is a dopey atheist. So we're gonna do it here while we get the chance. You know, I ain't dressed for this kind of a ceremony, but as soon as I get home, I'm gonna give this sweater to the poor. I wanna do this, Lord, because I don't want my little grandson growing up without religion in this rotten world of yours. All intents offended there, Lord. We all know you did the best you could with only 6 days to get it all together. Now, don't worry, Joey, because this ain't gonna make you holler, see? Like that other thing they done to you. Lord, this is Joseph Michael Stivic here, a Christian. Joseph Michael Stivic, I baptize thee in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Now, I hope that took, Lord, because they're gonna kill me when I get home.
In any situation, Archie just had to have his way. But no matter how strong-willed he was, there was no way he could stop the Stivics from moving west, where Mike had taken a new job. For Archie, his family was splintering before his very eyes. For our audience, an era was coming to an end. And for all of us here, we were left to ponder, what was the magic that made All in the Family? Leave it to one of you to say it best.
Those characters were truly human characters. They took on a life of their own. After a while, they didn't belong to the writers. The writers belonged to them.
I guess this is it. You wouldn't be trying to make me feel good, would you? Arch,
I want to thank you.
Well, go ahead.
I want to thank you for all the years you let me live here and for all the free meals and for all the nice times we had together. I know there was a lot of arguing and fighting, but we did have some nice times.
Yeah, there was nice times.
You've been like a father to me.
Well, hey, you've been just like a son to me. You never did nothing I ever told you to do.
I'm gonna miss you.
Well, listen, I'm gonna, hey, listen. You just take very good care of Gloria and Joseph.
Those are two things you never have to worry about, Arch, I promise.
Uncle, I think Joey's hungry. Would you get him a glass of milk and a cookie or something?
Yeah, sure. Come on, pal. You know, I think I can use a snack myself.
Yeah, eat something. I read in the papers where millions of Americans stopped at death on the way to airports.
Ma?
Gloria.
Oh, Ma.
Oh, Gloria.
I
Edith, come on now, huh? Don't start slobbering now, please.
I love you, Ma.
I love you, Gloria.
Hey.
I love you, Daddy.
Well, your daddy certainly loves you, little girl.
You want to take Joey?
Joey. Goodbye. Say goodbye to Grandma. Quick, say goodbye to Grandma.
So long, Joe. So long, Joe.
Goodbye.
So long, Joe.
Grandma loves you.
I love you, Mike.
I love you, Mom.
Hey, the taxi meter's running on there, you know. It's got to be at least a $15 ride out there. You don't want to add to it, you know. There's no use in doing that. They charge you enough for them rides.
Gloria! Gloria! Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, Joey.
Goodbye, Mike.
Arch?
Hey, listen, have a good trip there, huh? Have a good trip.
Oh, yeah.
Here.
I know you always thought I hated you.
Oh.
But I love you.
Hey, you'll be sure and send postcards every now and then, will you? Of course, your mother-in-law, she's gonna want to know that you're all right. You know? Well, it's a good sky. Take off and have a good trip.
Yeah. Bye, Arch.
I got you a beer, Archie. Here I come. Here's your beer.
Yeah, leave it there, Edith.